TV10 News, the new flu, how to stay healthy among the growing sickness.
Plus, a major tech giant is being sued for billions, and the reason could have impacted you.
And a local college athletic department will soon be much busier. What sports you will start seeing at Heartland later in the show.
Your News at Noon starts right now.
Your campus, your community, your life. This is Bloomington Normal's one and only live newscast, TV10 News.
Spring is finally here, and with that, so is flu season. Good afternoon, I'm Trisha Fritz.
And I'm Ashley Antonini. Just when we thought we were out of the woods, another strand of the flu has made its impact. TV10's Alexis Wint is live in the studio with more on this story. Alexis?
Well, the typical flu season lasts from November to March, but with another strand, it looks like it will be sticking around till May. With another round of the flu on the rise, the need to stop germs from spreading is important. Students and teachers face the question of, do I go into class today, or should they just stay at home?
On them, kind of make sure they follow through, but at least allow them to do that. And certainly, I used to encourage people, I'd say, if you're not feeling well, don't come in because we don't want everybody else getting sick.
The most recent outbreaks have moved more towards the H3 type, which is slightly more severe. There are some simple and easy ways to hopefully steer clear of getting sick.
Get plenty of rest, make sure you're sleeping well, 7-8 hours a night, trying to make sure you're eating well, managing your stress, trying to get some physical activity, all the things you need to do to keep your immune system strong.
This week, the flu is still spread throughout the U.S. and is moderate to high in Illinois. Some students have plans to try and stay healthy when they have to be around a lot of people.
I just try to wash my hands a lot, before eating, after eating, or if I go to a place with lots of people, like the rec or something like that.
Besides getting rest, drinking fluids, and avoiding germs in general, it's never too late to get a flu shot. I'm Alexis Went for TV10. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Thank you, Alexis. Part of a long vacant building collapsed late Monday night in Danvers, leaving no injuries, and no one is really surprised either. The east side of the building gave way, leaving a pile of bricks, framing, and roofing. Mayor Tom Casely said the town would reach out to the owners to see what could be done with the building. There has not been a formal bid request to tear down the building, but officials are still concerned about its long-term usage.
Well, one man was injured in an apparent home invasion and stabbing incident Tuesday morning in Kappa. Formal charges are expected to be filed Wednesday against a man who was arrested and remains in Woodford County Jail. The injured man was transported to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police declined to release further details about the incident, but the investigation is continuing.
And the Bloomington Police Department responded to an accident at the crossings of Veterans Parkway southbound and Clearwater. The BPD now reports that all lanes are reopened for vehicle traffic. Traffic flow should return to normal once the congestion has dissipated.
Municipal elections are just around the corner for Bloomington Normal, but you can still cast your ballot today. TV10's Liam Doyle tells us how you can early vote.
Brand new additions at the Bone Center brought in more students than usual, but that didn't seem to help when it came to early voting turnout. Students passed the Founders Suite without a second glance, but that didn't come as a surprise to volunteers like David Messenger.
We are never as busy as we'd like to be. I mean, this is early voting. We'd like to get people in so we don't get the horrendous lines like we had at the last election.
Despite the low turnout in the first 2 days, that shouldn't deter students from coming out to vote. There are still benefits to getting in early before Election Day.
Reason for getting early voting is obviously there are very few, if any, lines. I mean, there's 5 of us here who can register a voter.
If you're looking to support the local community, join me and tens of other people who are voting early at the Founders Suite from 10 to 5 p.m. For TV10 News, I'm Liam Doyle.
And early voting will continue until March 28th.
Senators Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth announced that the Federal Highway Administration has awarded over $120 million in federal funding for highway and bridge repair. This includes $24,000 in new funding for risk-based bridge repair in Illinois. The increased FHWA bridge funding is reserved for the states with the highest bridge repair and replacement needs. Of the 26,000 bridges in Illinois, 8.6% are classified as structurally deficient.
Well, tensions amongst candidates are rising as Election Day is closing in, and TV 10's Grace Barbic has this story.
WGLT partnered with the League of Women Voters of McLean County to host a candidate forum on Tuesday night in the Alumni Center. The 7 candidates are running for a seat on the Bloomington City Council. With only one of them being uncontested, the competition is heating up. Karen Schmidt has served Ward 6 for 20 years, and her opponent expressed her concerns that action needs to be taken to make a change, especially when it comes to efforts to improve the downtown area.
I have watched those recommendations sit on a shelf because some people on the council didn't want to even entertain the idea of a joint library and transportation hub. Even my opponent, who takes pride in always being open to conversation, didn't show up to that meeting.
She believes that many basic issues, such as trash and parking, still haven't been dealt with, which raises the question,
why has it taken so long?
Others are hopeful that transforming downtown will have many benefits for the community.
The Bloomington Comprehensive Plan provides a lot of really great direction for how we might continue to push for downtown development goals. I love our downtown Bloomington area. I think that we're on the verge of turning something incredible into something magnificent.
Although mostly serious, the audience was able to get some comic relief from Ward 8 candidate Jeff Crable.
I spoke with a gentleman who had an AutoZone shirt on, and he said the road conditions were good for business, so.
Early voting for the April 2nd election is already underway in the Bone Student Center. TV 10 News, Grace Barbic.
Same-day voter registration is available if you bring 2 forms of identification.
And popular spring break destination for college students will be implementing new rules for the rest of spring break season. TV 10's Caitlin Pelakaitis is live in the studio with more on this story. Caitlin?
Spring break in Miami has not been the same than in years past, and officials are just starting to warn those visiting, but there will be some changes. For college students, spring break is the time to let loose, but in Miami, the spring break festivities have had a lot of controversy. Miami Mayor Dan Gelber is dedicated to keeping parties and large crowds under control through officials.
This little area of the entertainment district, which attracts these large parties, it becomes like an anything-goes area, and it's up to us to put a stop to it.
The changes that will be made by Miami officials will be beefing up the patrols and heavily enforcing open container laws on the beach. Students that have visited Florida this spring break think that more security will provide more safety on the beaches.
Probably should be like more police a little, like around like the time of spring break, just because Florida is such like a populated like spring break area that like it's gonna get dangerous and probably out of hand.
Miami officials are hoping the changes being implemented will provide more safety for those visiting the beaches of Miami. For TV 10 News, I'm Caitlin Pelakaitis. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Thank you, Caitlin. Well, later in the show, we have a treat for you. See how some young Redbirds spent their Tuesday night.
Plus, today marks the beginning of a festival that celebrates blooming international friendships. Find out how after the break.